Okay, guys, I had to redo this because my battery was dying and I was downstairs and my charger was upstairs. So, yeah, I have to redo it. Plus, I wanted this. Don't smoke, kids. It's really a hard habit to quit. Um, but I came outside, decided to do it out here. But this video is basically about ear stretching tips because I see a lot of people, that think they know everything about it and, they don't. They don't know what to do or how to take care of your ears and stuff. Ended up with blowouts, and then they try to, reforce, two different sizes through their ear, and it's just stupid. If you don't know how to do it, do your research. If you plan on doing it, do your research and learn before you do it and fuck your ears up. There's probably going to be a lot of language in this because it's a very irritating thing for me to see people that don't know what they're doing when it comes to piercings, tattoos, any kind of body modification. I had an ex that didn't take care of his tattoos. He let them scab over, and it drove me nuts. But I'm gonna get right to the point. There are two types of stretching you should not do, and that's dry or dead stretching. And there's a difference between the two. Dry stretching, you basically don't lube up at all, and dead stretching is basically like if you're going from a 2 gauge to a massive jump to a double zero, because jumping from a 2 to a 0 is a 2 millimeter jump in itself. So going that far, that's a big jump, and you can fuck your ears up doing that. So don't do that. Use like jojoba oil, for instance, and vitamin E oil. I use this, but I'm gonna get some vitamin E oil today or tonight when my boyfriend gets off work. We're gonna go to the store. But I use holy butter for now, and it works perfect. You need to, you know, rub your ears with it like every day. I do it like twice a day, and I keep my plugs clean and everything like that. So you really need to do, you need to clean your ears. I wouldn't suggest using like alcohol or anything like that because it can dry your ears out when you put, your jewelry back in. It's gonna hurt. It might tear a little bit. Um, if you've never had a blowout, or if you don't know what a blowout is and you're considering stretching, a blowout is basically if you were to put, say, I'm just gonna stick with the original sizes I talked about. If you're gonna put like a 2 gauge in your ear and you're wanting to go to a 0, a lot of people can't do that and they have to look for, somewhere in between like a 1. So I was able to actually jump it and have no pain. There was no swelling. My ear didn't itch, nothing. It just kind of right in. And when you do it, if your ear starts to hurt, stop because it's not ready. Don't force it. Dog's going nuts. Um, you don't force it. It's supposed to be painless. I mean, you might feel a little pressure, but nothing painful, no bleeding, no pus, nothing like that. No, I mean, it's basically common sense. You use your brain when it comes to body modifications, or you're really gonna mess yourself up, especially your ears. I mean, I don't think you want ripped ears. When you're going up, if you use tapers, use steel ones and do not wear them as jewelry. What you're supposed to do is put it in your ear, push it through, and then put your spacer or your tunnel or plug, whatever it is you have, at the edge of it before it goes through, and then push it through. You should wait a few months. Some people have to wait up to a year to stretch up again. It depends on how your ears act. And rushing it, you're just going to ruin your ears. And a lot of people won't listen to reason. So, it's their ears. They want to fuck them up. That's totally up to them. But do not use acrylic. Acrylic cannot be sanitized. And if it's left in your ear for too long, it will leak toxins into your ears. It can infect them. And when sizing up, my hair is being freaking weird. When you're sizing up, do not use silicone. That's like the number one cause for blowouts, besides, being stupid, pretty much. Um, Basically, stretching it with silicone is when people take like the silicone flesh tunnels, put them in their ears, and just let them out, and it like stretches their ears. That will tear your skin, and especially if you wear them in a new stretch, like if you've had it for like 2 weeks or something like that, your skin will adhere to it. And when you go to take it out, you're going to tear your ear. And it's going to hurt a lot. Your ears are slightly pretty sensitive. I mean, especially when you're stretching them like that. I am finally up to a 0. I'm going to 3/4 or 19 millimeters. I do remember that. I may go a little bit bigger, may go to 20. I'm not sure. But you just got to use your brain. Do your research. I mean, it's like scarifications and stuff. You don't want to do that yourself. Probably really mess yourself up doing that crap. I mean, it's just called using your brain. If you have it, put the brain cells to use. I mean, like I said, unless you feel like messing your ears up, to take care of them, best thing to do is what I do is I put my earlobes in a warm water sea salt soak. It cannot be iodized salt. So I found a really good measurement for it. It's basically a 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt mixed in with a cup of water, and it needs to be in a container that can be filled up to the rim, so you can just kind of dip your ear in it. And massages, cleaning them in the shower, oil massages, stuff like that will help. Your ears will love you, and they'll be happy. Happy lobes are good lobes, especially when it comes to stretching. If they hurt, there's a problem. You need to take them out and, try again later. Like I said earlier, if you're trying to stretch up and it hurts, or, it's just not going through, you're not ready. Your ear is not ready to stretch up. Use some common sense and do it when it's time. I always wait about 2-3 months before my next stretch. This time, going up to 0, I only had to wait a month, and it just went right through. Simple. I mean, there was no pain, no popping, nothing like that. It just right in. Like, that's the way it should be. It should just go right in. If it's not going right in, pretty much, don't do it. Just wait. Wait until your ear's ready for it. I just hate when people, don't use common sense and don't do the research before they try to do something like this. I mean, it's a big modification to your body. So be cautious about it. Know what you're doing. Know how to take care of it. Know how to clean it. How to sanitize stuff. I mean, I clean mine like 2 or 3 times a day. I take them out, wash them with water. Mine are stainless steel. And I got these the other day. I don't wear them very often because I don't even think they're acrylic. I think they're plastic because I can kind of see the seam. But I got them because they're pretty. I like the color, and I wear them maybe 2 to 3 hours at a time. But I got some wing hangers, and they are my size. They're 0. I can't remember if it's 8 millimeter or 9 millimeter that a 0 is. I think it's 8. But I don't wear them very often, and after I do wear them, I soak and I massage. So I make sure my ear doesn't get infected or it doesn't hurt or anything like that from plastic, because like this doesn't even sound like acrylic. It's like hard, hollow plastic. I did not get them at Hot Topic. I do not buy it from Hot Topic. It's not from like Twisted Metal or any Twisted Metals, whatever the hell it's called, or anything like that. And please, for the love of God, know the sizes. Know if you're at one size and you're going up another. Know what the size is, so you don't, take one that's too big and try to push it in and mess your ear up, and then you'll have to start all over. Or if it gets too bad, you won't be able to do it at all on that ear. I mean, I've seen somebody have a blowout so bad that their ear actually ripped in half at the bottom of the lobe, and they had to stitch it completely up, like he couldn't stretch from there on. And it really bugs me when people, do stuff like this when it comes to any kind of body modification, and they don't know how to take care of it, or they do and they just don't. I mean, I know it's their body, that's what they're dealing with, but it bugs the crap out of me. And I wish people would just use their head a little bit more. I mean, that's what it's there for, to think with. You have common sense for a reason. If you don't, there's something wrong. Just if you're doing something big like this, go ahead. I mean, I see a lot of people bashing the people that have the fake ones. I mean, I understand why. I kind of don't. A lot of people bash them because they're fake, but a lot of people don't think they can handle like the process. Either they're impatient or they have a very low tolerance to pain, so they get the fake ones. They just like how it looks. Like, I got some just to experiment and see how they would look on me, and I got these black tentacle ones, and they looked really neat. That's what got me convinced to stretch my ears. I've been wanting to do it since I was a teenager, but parents, they just wouldn't have it. So once I did that, and it kind of comforted me. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna freaking do it. And eventually I'm gonna have my ears modified to look like elf ears, because I do have rather big ears at the edge right here, and my aunt used to tell me it's because I push my hair behind my head, but I don't know. But once it's like pointed and stuff, it's gonna look really neat. And by then I'll have, stretched up to where I want to be, which is 3/4, maybe a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. But yeah, if you're gonna stretch your ears or something like that, the best advice anyone can give you is do your research. Please don't make yourself look like a complete moron. Just do it. It's not that hard at all. I mean, you can ask piercers, read about it online, talk to somebody that does the stretching themselves, get tips. I mean, that's kind of what I had to do when I worked at Hot Topic. Is when I first started my stretch journey, and there was a guy there that had like, I don't even know what size that is, but his were like that big. And I asked him how long it's best wait, because he's experienced it. And he said he waited about 4 months between each stretching, but he said just be sure at least wait 2. And he said if you feel like your ear can handle it and it won't tear and stuff, go ahead and try. But like I said, he told me the same thing. If it feels like it's hard to go in, or your ear hurts, or there's like a lot of pain, or you feel a lot of heat or something like that, it's just not ready. So just wait. And just try to like massage it and like stretch them a little bit with your fingers as you massage. He said it helped him to like kind of put his fingers and like rotate a little bit, massage the insides. So like I said, the best advice anybody can give to anyone that's doing the stretching, especially if they're just starting, do your research or ask piercers about how to take care of it, and make sure it's a good piercing place. There are a lot of places that just don't know what they're doing. So make sure it's a reputable piercing place, and they can, give you tips on it, or contact someone that does it and has, their own, or if you know anybody that has their own, talk to them. Get the best advice you can from them on, times and stuff like that. Do your research, ask around. That's the best thing I can say to do. Use your head. Don't just do it because, you think you're cool. Because it's not, showing up with like really mangled looking and gross looking ears just because you have a big fucking plate in them. That doesn't make you look cool. It makes you look gross, and makes you look like you just didn't know what the hell you were doing and you didn't care. So that's going to lose a lot of respect points for you, especially with me.